I'm going to show you the new Google Drive option called Google Vid. It is pretty amazing. I've been playing with it for about a week or two, and I'm really impressed. I think I might switch from Video to Google Vid, and I love that it's built right into Google Drive. So to get to create a new Google Vid, I'm just going to show you. In Google Drive, if you click New, it is one of the file options. So that's pretty cool. There's no extra website to remember. Everything is saved like a file in your Google Drive. And it will allow you to start with a template, which I think is cool. There's lots of different templates, and you can always choose one later too if you want to just start blank. I'm probably going to just start with a blank one for now. But you can also record from here. You can record your video or your webcam, your audio if you want to. There's also an option to record your screen with the webcam, which is really nice. You can, create a tutorial that automatically is just added to your Google Vid, or you can upload your own media too. And that's very similar to Video. They have the same kinds of options. They don't have templates, but they do have you there are options to record audio, record video, and record your screen, and upload all of your own media. So I'm going to X this out for now because I don't want to start with a template right now, because I want to show you some of the tools. In the insert menu, you have all of these different options, and I love that you collaborate on it just like you would a Google Doc or a Google Slides. You can comment. So if you are going to have students do this and submit it in Google Classroom, you can actually comment on each of the slides. You can upload your own media, and this is where you would access that if you've already uploaded it to Google Vid. You can access stock media, which I love. That way you don't have to reinvent the wheel or go on the internet searching for things. And there's different stock media. There's videos, there's images, really nice images, there's music, there's stickers, there's sound effects, GIFs, and web images. And if I just searched for a term, that will give me everything with that tag in each of those categories. Now, if I only wanted to look for stock images in education, then I can filter the type of stock media that I want by images, music, stickers, sound effects, etc. So these are just the stock images for anything that's related to education. And I can change the orientation to horizontal, vertical, or square, and I can change the size as well. And if I want to use this media, I click on it and it inserts it right into my Google Vid. And just like on a Google slide, I can change the size of it. I can actually crop it to make it circle if I want to. I can add animations, which I'll get to in just a moment. This is considered an object. And each object that you add to this slide or background, whatever you want to call it, has its own timing. The default timing for each of the scenes, I guess a scene, is 5 seconds, but you can change that simply by dragging this out. Dragging that back. And if I were to add another object, I'm going to add some text. And I love that I can add a normal kind of text box, but I can also add all of these different fun text boxes. And so we've got headlines, we've got speakers, we've got phrases, call to action. I'm going to click on call to action to see what's there. Save your seat. That's pretty cool. Add that. So now I have 2 different objects. And again, each object can have its own timing and its own animations. In order to see what the timing is for each of the objects, so if you were to choose a template in the beginning, and you notice that things are flying in and out and there's video playing, you'll see the timing of each object by clicking on this little icon here. And I can show all of the timing, which that's what I'm doing now, and show timing for selected only. And if I click that, then I'm only showing, if you look down at the timeline, it changes. This item here, this object, is actually 10 different objects that have been grouped together. So just make sure you're aware of that. If I start to move this around, I can move that out if I want to. If I want to keep everything together, I just would select it all and right click on it and make sure it's grouped. Right now it's grouped. So if I select the whole thing, then I can move the whole thing. So that's why it says 10 objects down here. But going back to the image that I inserted, it shows the timing of this object underneath the scene. So if I want to click and drag that to about 1 point something seconds, I take the playhead, which is that little triangle, and drag it back to the beginning, and I click play. That's going to show me what happens. So the object appears at about 1.8 seconds. That's how I did that with the timing at the bottom. Now, if I wanted to also have an animation, I click this little icon here. And that animation brings open a new toolbar on the right. And I can choose, this is photo effect, so this is what's going to happen. I can have it pulse if I want it to, and breathe. And then I can also have it change for entry and exit. So if I wanted to enter in as a slide and exit as a slide, I can do that. Or I can make them different by clicking this little toggle down here at the bottom, or separate enter and exit animations. If I turn that on, and now the tabs are separated, and for exit I can choose none if I want to. So let me play that back again. It slides in and it breathes at the same time. So that's how you create some of those effects that you'll see on the template. Now let's say I want to add a new scene, but I'm not really sure what I want to add. I can click templates, and this will give me access to all the templates you saw in the beginning, but I don't have to use the whole thing. So if I think maybe I might find something in this template I like, if I click on that, that shows me all of the scenes in that template. And if I hover over it, you'll see the animations that happen on that template. So I might choose something that, am thinking in my head of what I want in my next scene. It might be something like this. If I click that, it adds it down here at the bottom. I'm going to change this to show all timing. And now I can see all of the different objects and how they're animated throughout that scene, which is pretty cool. And that gives kids an idea of what they might want to do. And they could just replace the video with their own video, and they can replace the text with their own text. But then they have this really cool looking video. If I want to change a scene and I want to split it in two, I could do that. If I need to cut something out, or I need to insert something in between the scene, if I right click, I can split the scene at the playhead. I can also duplicate it. I can move it. I can zoom in on the timeline, change the transitions. But what I just mentioned is splitting the scene at the playhead. And all of the objects are on both scenes, and the timing kind of stayed. It's almost like you had taken a knife and sliced down the entire timeline at that moment for all of the objects and the scene. So I still have all the animations, but now they're separated by separation in scene, which again, you can insert something else. You can change the timing of it, whatever you want to do with it. Lots of different options there. So this is just the first video. I'm going to stop the recording here, and in another video I'm going to show you how to use this in Google Classroom.